A transatlantic spat is heating up, with Britain reaffirming full support for its envoy to the U.S., despite U.S. President Donald Trump saying he will no longer work with the ambassador. The exchange of words comes after a leak of diplomatic cables where Ambassador Kim Darroch called the Trump administration, quote, inept and uniquely dysfunctional.
Mr. Trump responded with a series of angry tweets criticising Mr. Darroch and slamming Prime Minister Theresa May's handling of Brexit. For more on this, our correspondent Ollie Barrett joins us now from London. So, Ollie, the Foreign Office has opened an investigation. What do you know so far?
The Foreign Office is trying to establish exactly where this leak came from. There are various potential culprits. It could be someone within the civil service. It could be a politician. And in either of those camps, there are only a handful of people who would potentially have seen some of these very comprehensive emails that were being sent across the Atlantic by Sir Kim Darroch, these memos that should have been very classified indeed. The other possibility that is still being looked into is that there is some kind of foreign actor involved here, the possibility of perhaps a cyber hacking of UK communications, and that a foreign state may have for some reason wanted to intervene and create some mischief between the United Kingdom and the United States. If it's an individual, though, here in the UK, then that individual may well face a criminal prosecution if a culprit can be identified. Several senior politicians here in London now saying that the police are going to have to be involved.
Ollie, UK's Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt has reiterated that London would not allow any interruption to mar its, quote, superb relationship with the US. What is he really saying here? Now, is this reassurance enough?
Well, it doesn't appear to be so far. Donald Trump has tweeted a fresh series of insults at the ambassador, Sir Kim Darroch, but also at Theresa May, the British Prime Minister. He's called Sir Kim Darroch, the ambassador, wacky. He says that he was foisted upon the United States. He says a very stupid guy. He's also called him pompous, a pompous fool. So Donald Trump tweeting fresh insults at the ambassador, but also saying that the way Theresa May has pursued Brexit has been foolish. He says that he told her a different way to get it done and that she ignored his advice. So Donald Trump certainly doesn't feel that enough has been done to maintain the US-UK relationship in the face of these leaks. The key here will be whether London and Washington can maintain fruitful relations which are meaningful, despite the fact that Donald Trump certainly currently feels very aggrieved and annoyed at Sir Kim Darroch, but also at Theresa May, the British Prime Minister.
Ollie, switching gears a bit here, Jeremy Hunt is also going to be facing Boris Johnson for the first time in front of a live TV audience in just a matter of hours from now. How is the race to be UK's next Prime Minister looking? Who's likely to emerge as the front runner here?
Boris Johnson certainly still looks like the front runner. The difficulty around this debate is that many Conservative members have voted already, so it will be moot for them. Jeremy Hunt will certainly be looking for some kind of game-changing moment that can change the minds of the Conservative members who are voting in this race. But we will have a new Prime Minister by July the 23rd, and whoever that is will have to deal with the current deterioration in relations with the United States. So expect both these men to be asked about that in the debate later on. At some point, the UK will have to decide whether to respond more forcefully to a US president who is currently insulting the current Prime Minister and the current ambassador to Washington.
All right, Ollie, thank you very much for that. Ollie Barrett there in London.